A great group of talented guys that all want to win. That goes without saying. The biggest part for us is making sure we come together as a team. We love to butt heads. We go at each other in practice, and in games you'll see it as well. But that just comes from the competitive nature of each individual on the team. My name is Justin Schmidt. I was born in Snohomish, Washington, a couple hours from here. Grew up and practically just all raised in New Mexico. Was there from 3 until I came to college. I have 2 older sisters, a younger brother, my mom and my dad, and I love them all.
I'm Andy Toma. I'm from Los Alamos, New Mexico, born and raised there. I have 2 brothers, one older, one younger, and then a younger sister. So my older brother's in med school at UNM. My little brother's at Iowa State doing biochemistry. So I'm both kind of doctors, really good at school. My dad kind of gives me crap because I'm not as studious, I guess, as they are.
Where'd you get your speed?
I don't know, I guess my dad, but all my brothers were pretty fast, but I'm the shortest, so I guess it kind of like evened out. Just like I was a little faster, but they're a little bigger.
Because I hear that you're the fastest guy on the team.
I guess it's up for debate now. Justin Fitz, the freshman, came in, apparently beat my flying 40 time, but I like to think that I am, obviously.
Yeah, but you ran track in high school, right?
Yeah, just my senior year I ran the 100, 200, and 400. And then I'd run like the 4x1, 4x2, and 4x4.
What do you think's your best track event?
I think it was the open 4, definitely. I ran like a 49 flat, I think. We won for state. I won like the 4x1, 4x2, and then the open 4 and the 4x4. So, and we won all of those.
You said that you faced ridicule.
Yeah.
What for your beliefs? What about your beliefs that made you face ridicule?
My dad's actually a pastor, so he's obviously very involved in the church. I can't remember a time when I wasn't in the church every Sunday morning or Saturday evening, depending on the week. My faith in God is the most important thing to me. Always going to be my main priority. I fall away, just like everybody. You have your times, but my goal is always to come back to that. And growing up, that was not the idea of all the people on my team. And so just the fact that I stood for that and some of the things that like come along with that weren't my teammates' priorities. And so, it would typically start out as just joking around, which I was fine with by all means. I mean, you're joking around, it doesn't hurt my feelings. But eventually once they got to know me better, they could start to pick at me a little bit deeper.
It was a pretty interesting town, I guess I could say. It's like half the size of University of Washington. It's like 20,000 people in the entire town. The whole town's built around the national lab up there. So my dad works there, PhD, like really smart. Hard to have arguments with because I never win.
Are you lefty naturally?
I am, yes. I am left-footed.
And left hand too?
I'm actually right-handed.
Right-handed, left-footed?
Yeah.
And what do you love most about singing?
What do I love most about singing? Honestly, I have no idea. I've always enjoyed music. So maybe the idea of being able to produce that myself has always been a fun idea to me. But I actually couldn't tell you. Some things you just enjoy. You don't know why. Some things just you want to do, and that's one of them.
Like soccer.
Exactly, like soccer.
You don't have any idea why you really love it other than running around, I guess you like.
Running around, and then it's a game involved. It's not just running. And then there's also a lot more of a mental aspect to the game than a lot of people give it credit for, as well as a physical aspect. People think that, anybody can play soccer, which I'd love to see them come out to a practice and see how it goes over. But it's a much different game. It's the only sport of its kind. It's the only one that you use solely your feet for the entire time. We're doing a sport that people normally use their hands for. We're doing the exact same thing with our feet. Not to discredit anybody who's playing another sport, because all sports are different and love them all still.
Well, I would love to see one of those set pieces where you get another shot,
Yeah, yeah.
because that can work, that play, for sure.
No, definitely.
Well, my name's Jeff Roland, and I was born in Memphis, Tennessee. Didn't spend much time there. My father was in the Air Force, so we moved around every 2 or 3 years growing up. So I'm a bit of a nomad and used to moving. I've got an older brother, older sister, so I'm the youngest. Went to college in New Mexico, played 4 years there, and that's where I met my wife.
Sure you did. You could have dealt with that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
That you were injured in high school? Tell me that.
Yep.
Just tell me that quickly, that story.
Tore my ACL in high school, was unrecruited, and went to University of New Mexico and tried to walk on the team, and did pretty well at tryouts, but thankfully they gave me the opportunity. It was Coach Fishbein, and then Jamie was actually there at the time.
Oh, incredible. I mean, you're talking about a guy who's maximized his potential. I mean, he was a walk-on we tried to cut basically at New Mexico, and he talked his way on to like an extended stay, and by the end of that year he was playing, and he scored a winning goal in the NCAA tournament game against Bradley, and then sophomore year, you know, just solidified, hey, I'm a good player, I'm a Division I player, and I can start. And then all of a sudden his junior year, he's maybe the best player in the country. In his senior year, he follows it up with a big target on his back, defenders all over him, that I can do it again. And he all while, you know, having, again, a different athletic ability.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Oh!
Do you ever think to yourself what you would do or what you would have done if you had Darwin's physical ability?
I think everybody thinks that. He's got unbelievable talent, that's for sure, and unbelievable tools. But yeah, you always think that. But grass is always greener, right? You always want to be faster or stronger or something. But you gotta deal with the cards you're given and make the most of them.
What he had as good a mind and as good a movement pattern as you could ever have as a forward. So he did have a good 3 yards. He just didn't have a great 20 yards. And then an ability, and it's an athletic ability. If you can shoot and finish like he can, you know, Darwin's got a lot to learn from Jeff Roland, because if Darwin, with his athletic ability, can get the little movements, the little fading runs, the nuances of the game like Jeff did with his ability, Darwin will play for a long, long time.
A lot of people and Jamie talk about the importance of little things.
Mm-hmm.
What are the big things that make it work? Like even going into this UCLA game, what are the keys? I mean, what's going to make the difference whether you win or lose?
You know what? I think in any game you go in, it's trusting the guy next to you to get their job done. And that's a hard thing to do as a competitor and as a player, because you want to do more and try more things. But you've got 11 guys on the field working for one goal, is to win a game. And if you're trusting the guy to have your back next to you and trusting him to do the right thing, then you can focus on what you're doing, and that becomes a powerful team. So and the little things that Jamie mentions, there's a lot of little things that go along the way to that. You know, it's that trust piece of guys next to you. I feel like that's a big deal. Big players come out in big games. We've got a hell of a lot of big players in this locker room. So it's time to step up.
we got to take one or two things away from the game, and it's gonna suck mightily for all you guys, and it's not gonna be any better for me at 3 a.m. But at the same time, you squash it and you move forward and you play Sunday and you get a result, and you're happy again, and all of a sudden you're moving forward into a bye week the right way. But that Sunday game.
What's the toughest thing you've ever had to go through in life?
Toughest thing. There's a couple probably. When I was playing professionally, I had a bunch of knee injuries. I probably went through 7 surgeries with my right knee and my ankle for my 3 years of playing soccer. So seeing that disintegrate before my eyes was pretty tough to go through, but I think it made me a lot stronger, and the only thing you can do through it is be positive. So I think I learned a lot through that. Another tough part of my life was probably just doing long distance with my wife for large portions of that period and getting through that stage. So those are the 2 pieces.
What about growing up and moving around and having a military dad?
Yeah, that was difficult, especially as a young kid going through middle school and early high school when kids are a little tougher to the new kids. But I think that's shaped who I am. I now like going new places. I like meeting new people, and I'm more comfortable in those situations now, and it's a lot easier. So I would have said that was difficult when I was a kid, but now I'm living a similar life, been moving around since I've had my choice. So it's clearly shaped me.